You are watching the GameCreds.com Clan Invitational Finals, cast by myself, Total Biscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GameCreds Invitational. This is the finals of the Clan War. It's been going on for the last month or so. We have No Name, aka Gretorp, in the dirty blue trunks. He is representing... Yes, indeed, representing Team Fnatic. He is on the Eastern Hand side. Yes, indeed, Eastern Hand. We're talking about Overlord hands, ladies and gentlemen. They have many hands. You might not have known this, but you do now. He's Terran. He's versus his opponent, Killer, in the yellow trunks, playing Zerg for Team Dignitas. It is currently one apiece in this particular series, folks. One apiece. This is the decider. The format, as I've mentioned before, is best of 5 Clan War, best of 3 games. The first series was taken by Team Fnatic, as Phoenix was able to deal with Select in a commanding fashion. However, Gretorp, yes indeed folks, Gretorp is looking to try and equalize, or indeed not equalize. What am I talking about? Oh my god, I'm losing control of my mind here, folks. I'm losing control. Get your frickin' brain in order. Gretorp! One apiece, looking to try and win it, and of course his opponent will try and win it as well. What an obvious statement. God. You know, there's one of those moments where your brain completely freezes up and doesn't know what the hell it's doing. That will be one of those, yes. Oh my god. Oh, that was bad. It happens to the best of us. That's the excuse I like to make, and nobody ever believes it. Killer with a quick expansion right here, down the bottom. He knows he's not really under a huge amount of threat right now, not too worried about that. And once again, Gretorp, he likes to do this. He really, really does. Builds that barracks down the bottom there. Looks for it. Yes, indeed. Looks for it. No Name, aka Gretorp, pushes out with the scout right here. Killer's got one rolling out as well, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Spawning pool on the way up for Killer. Now, if we ever think about the way that the last matchup actually went, Gretorp went in with a very risky 2 barracks opening, which resulted in throwing an awful lot of his SCVs away. Killer was able to defend against that in a very commanding fashion. He did extremely well. Very, very good. He was then able to start applying pressure to his opponent. And once that happened, really, I think, to be honest, I don't like calling matches early, but if I were a kind of person that did like calling matches early, I'd have probably called that match at that point. Because coming back from that is really, really hard. Now, Killer perhaps elongated it a little bit longer than he needed to, but he got the job done nonetheless, and was able to come in with a large force of roaches, indeed drawing his opponent back, and then coming in with a quick Zergling surround to catch the remainder of his forces, and Gretorp ended up absolutely devastated as a result of that. It's very, very well played by him. Gonna be tense, folks, right here on the Lost Temple. That I can tell you for a fact. Killer's already rolled out with his expansion, not too worried about that, and he's not got his metabolic boost out as of yet, not actually building it right now, very late on the gas, but he's not too worried about that either, I can only imagine. Everyone's very chill here, folks. We don't worry about nothing on this particular broadcast. We do not worry about nothing. Gretorp holds his line there with a few Marines. Now, we've seen Gretorp favor Marines. Build Marine is a great strategy, no question. And indeed, 3 barracks coming up right now for No Name. Probably going with the double reactor approach, maybe even the triple. You never know. Dump that down straight away, possibly get an early upgrade, or indeed get himself a few Marauders. I'll have to see whether or not Killer decides to break those Roaches out early. As we've seen in the past, he doesn't seem to favor that. He actually broke Roaches out in more of the mid to late game in the first matchup on the scrap station. And then he did so a little bit earlier before, but nowhere near as early as you could get the Roaches out. And I think that's more to the point, really, isn't it? So I can only imagine that Gretorp's going to be using this for upgrades. Immediately goes in for Stim. Is he going to bother with the Marauders? He is not. Indeed. The only place that can produce Marauders is now pumping out Marines. Yes, it is. Another barracks coming down right now, and Gretorp is going to be trying to apply that pressure as rapidly as possible. And indeed, this could be a good idea against Killer. No question. Killer is a little bit slow when it comes to the start, and in this case, actually, it's a great idea, because he's going right through to lair. He is producing barely any units at all. Lots and lots of Marines could cause a huge problem for Killer. Killer will not have the forces to appropriately repulse that. This time, Gretorp really going all out with it. Double reactors coming down, possibly even a triple right there. Marines pouring out at every possible angle. 9 Marines already on the field for Gretorp. Killer's not wanting to really go in there, and as a result, he doesn't actually see all of these barracks right now. Indeed, the last time he actually saw anything is he saw a barracks down the bottom, which has now been moved. Indeed, a mysterious barracks, folks. It disappears into the ether. 4 barracks. There's your... Oh, wow, that is a lot of dudes, Gretorp. It's a great tactic, don't get me wrong, build lots of dudes is a fantastic tactic, but bear in mind that Killer does have the Baneling nest almost complete now. It's got to come down to whether or not he's able to produce enough Banelings and able to properly micromanage those Banelings and do huge damage to those Marines. Kind of a risky move there by Gretorp as a result of that. He continues to hold back. He's not bothering to really go in there. There are now Zerglings on the field. They do have the speed upgrade. He's got 18 Zerglings to 13 Marines. Stim is almost complete, now actually finished, and Gretorp with the rollout right here. Backed up by an SCV. Will he pull any more off the line this time around? Doesn't look like he's going to. However, bear in mind, D-Killer has some nice map control right now. He is aware of what's coming. He's got good sight at both. And he now spots that small expeditionary force of Marines coming in. 18 on the field right now. Delicious. Another expansion coming up right here for Gretorp. Looks to out-expand his opponent. There's the surround right here on the rocks. What the hell did they ever do to you, Killer? And a big Baneling morph as well. Intriguing stuff. A cool kind of position to put them. Look at that. It's nicely arranged around the rocks in a sort of... kind of like, a bit like flower arranging, only with highly explosive acid beasts. A little bit brutal. Speed is not up right now. Can he get the surround? That's what he's looking to try and do. Grab him and then nail him down, but he doesn't think he can. And indeed, No Name backs off. Seeing right there, Bunker coming up, trying to hold that line. The mass marine strategy is not going to prove to be all that effective once those centrifugal hooks complete and once D-Killer is able to roll out with so many Zerglings. No marine shield. It's on its way, almost complete. Level 1 infantry upgrade, but no armor upgrade. A lot of Zerglings, a lot of Banelings will do the job. Factory on the way right now for Gretorp. 2 more barracks, Mutalisks as well in play for Killer. A little bit of harassment. We know he's good at it. Exceptionally good at, in fact. There you go, marine shield now available. Make him just a little bit more durable in the fight against that. I'm more concerned about the fact that he is building many, many bunkers. However, those bunkers can be bypassed or indeed busted down by the Banelings. So you never know. 3 missile turrets on the way up. Has to expect Mutalisks at this stage of the game. He hasn't scouted them, but he has to expect them. This is about the time that they come in. And indeed, will those missile turrets be up in time? Looks like they probably will. Will he have the numbers to do anything with it? More to the point, takes an SCV for free, takes another, blocks off that second engineering bay into the line. Can he kill that reactor? Surprised he's not focusing on it. Needs to take a little bit more damage on that. He could potentially destroy it, but it's now been driven away there by the forces of Gretorp. More Banelings, I can only imagine, will be on the way in the not-too-distant future. He's got good map control right now. It's very, very good. And he's now expanded up to this gold mineral expansion. Bear in mind, though, that Gretorp has already done so, and as a result has a slight economic lead on his opponent. Killer with a quite a selection of Banelings, let's be honest. Quite the Baneling selection. Not the kind of thing you want to give your Valentine. Honey, I got you a selection box. What's in it? Highly corrosive acid! And you think, well, you know what, that might not work. I can think of a couple of Muslim countries where that's accessible. Or indeed, acceptable, but not here. Political commentary! It's okay, folks. Apparently being offensive on your cast is entirely reasonable. Killer! More harassment. However, Gretorp is prepared for it. No question about that. He does have the unit count. Killer once again holding back. I don't know. Is he waiting for the critical mass, or is he just a little bit gun-shy? One does not know. We will find out. There are certain angles of attack he could definitely use there. He should be able to break that line. Especially if he brings in more Banelings, which he does have. 14 more Banelings being morphed right now. Once he's got that critical mass, he will attempt to run it. However, if he waits too long, then he's at risk of being attacked by Gretorp's 62 Marine strategy, which I would not exactly call particularly standard, unless you happen to be Marine King Prime. Whatever the case. Oh, indeed, Cloud, actually. Cloud managed about 79 at one point. So there you go. Wheeling around the side once again, that double missile turret approach will ensure that no damage will come into that mineral line from the Mutalisks. Killer continues to hang out there. Infestation Pit coming up, looking probably for the Hive, and I would think going for the Broodlords wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form. Stims right past the line. Oh, interesting stuff. Gonna find himself a hatchery. Yet more harassment comes in from the side from that Mutalisk pack. How much was done? Not a huge amount of damage, honestly. And then goes in from the side and throws away a bunch of Mutalisks for no apparent reason, which I do find a little bit puzzling. Now, That force has been cleaned up. Bear in mind the hatchery was cancelled. A lot of banelings available, a lot of zerglings, 43 and 22 respectively. Mutalisks on the field. Will Killer finally decide to go in for the attack? The answer is yes, he will. No, he won't. Please kill something, Killer. You're a killer, damn it! You're not a pacifist! Dignitas pacifist right here. Sits on the Zelnaga watchtower, claims it for the glory of the swarm, and doesn't really do much else. Whatever the case, that force is going to get a brutalizing if it goes anywhere near that. Oh god, there's the stim. Can he get the surround? Looks for the grab. Oh god! Oh, that is nasty. That is really, really nasty. Ugh, messy, messy, folks. Now, the question is, was it worthwhile? Was it worthwhile? Well, kind of. Because right now, there's a drop in the back of the base. Huge amounts of damage being done right there. Oh yes, distracted me as well, as you can tell. However, it has now been dealt with. How much economic damage was done? Not a huge amount, but I believe he did take the... No, he didn't even take the Baneling nest out, actually. I think he took the... No, he didn't take the spawning pool. What did he kill? Not much, really, but there you go. Intriguing. Thor's on the way up. Let's keep an eye on exactly what's going on right here. An expansion attempt, assuming there was one, annihilated without any problems whatsoever for Killer. Killer still with an economic advantage. Setting up his 4th base, 3rd expansion, no problems. Still 3 expansions right now, 2 expansions, 3 bases for Gretorp. But he's just started off his as well. Again, more Thors on the field. Are we going to be seeing the same thing? We really are not, because you see what I see, folks. Great Aspire is on its way. Brutal stuff, folks. If ever your game goes on a long time against the Terran, what do you build? Well, you build Broodlords, because they're effective against basically frickin' everything. Yes, very, very, very good units. Exceptional units. Very good for breaking stubborn Terran siege lines. Double load up for Gretorp right here. A drop will be coming into play. The question is, where will it go? Possibly to that expansion over there. In the meantime, the Flock of Mutalisks continues to look for an angle of attack. Looks for expansions, wonders where exactly they are. The answer is, well, they are absolutely nowhere right now. That's going to run into nothing, but bear in mind that this is fairly vulnerable. It could die fairly rapidly, but Killer should be able to respond quite rapidly to it. It's a shame he hasn't completed this creep highway right here that would allow him to move a lot faster, but he is ready. He sees it coming, folks. He saw it. There's the stim that finds very little other than death and destruction right there into the line. Now, No Name does have an awful lot of guns available. Indeed, he's got great upgrade, but it was not enough, and that was fairly easily annihilated. And those medevacs are going to be taken out. Gretorp, there's no way Gretorp's getting out of that. There we go. 3 kills, folks. 3 kills for the Mutalisks. And those Broodlords are going to be out in the not-too-distant future. Corruptors are now on the field, and there is the morph. And what, oh what, can Gretorp actually do about it? He's got 6 Thors on the field. Not that that's all that effective against Broodlords, as you're well aware. Tend to get eaten up quite unpleasantly. What have we got? Infantry armor level 1. Level 2 will be available once the Broodlords are out. That will certainly help an awful lot, no question. But I would be still concerned about the presence of those things, particularly with a large force of Zerglings and Banelings on the field. Killer continues with his economic dominance, and Gretorp now finally rolling out into a situation that could get him horribly, horribly killed, as we're about to find out right here. Look at that. Broodlords are now available. He has 5. He will have 6 very, very shortly. Gretorp not really willing to go in there. Has he scouted them? Is he even aware of what's coming? I have to wonder. A distraction drop right there draws the majority of the forces away from the front line. The question is, will Gretorp be able to push forward and do the damage he needs to do? There's the scan, possibly seeing the Broodlords. I was right on the edge right there. Takes out a few more creep tumors, no problems at all, but I would still be concerned right now. I do not think Gretorp can really hold this. He does have 60 Marines, though. That's a fairly large number of Marines. That's what I would call a large pack of Marines. The question is, where the hell are those Marines? Checking all of these expansions, you see, under no threat whatsoever, just holding them back by the looks of it. Where the hell are you hiding them? Apparently the dude has 60 Marines. I can't see freaking any of them. Mostly in bunkers and in medevacs by the looks of it. Drop around the side, once again, looks to take the evolution chamber out. Should be able to do it as well. Let it cancel out of the level 2 melee upgrade, a little bit problematic. Once again, forcing his opponent back. Is he going to be able to take advantage of that, though? Will he be able to ram something home? More Marines destroyed very rapidly. A huge force available. Now, yet more Thors and a couple of Vikings coming out. Broodlords need a chance to attack. Gretorp is actually playing for time right here, as far as I can tell. That's a huge amount of units rolling out. Will that line be able to hold? Maybe, maybe not, folks. We will find out very shortly. There's a lot of Zerglings, but that is a lot of Thors as well. Broodlords rolling out right here. Don't really want to get into range, even though those aren't all that effective. There's still a whole lot of freaking missiles coming in. And there's the swarm around the side, and in for mega damage. Oh, messy. No question. Defenses annihilated. However, the Vikings are able to take those out very rapidly. Broodlord's going down. Thor's collapsing. It is mutually assured destruction. Baneling's right into the middle. There's the detonation. Gretorp holds it. Yes, indeed, he does. He loses everything, but he holds it. He's got Vikings, I guess, and a bunker. There you go. That's what I call mutually assured destruction. Both forces completely destroyed. No question about that. And indeed, forces lost, looking pretty damn equal as well. Now, Killer, what you gonna do? Make many Banelings, 30 specifically is what he's gonna be doing right here. 13 Marines being produced, as well as 3 more siege tanks. Indeed, I say 3 more siege tanks. This will be his first 3 siege tanks. Not really bothering with the Thors, I don't blame him. Looking for a counter drop right here. We've got ourselves 2 full medevacs able to drop on any of those, but the swarm continues, folks. The swarm will not be abated. Round the side, there's no way I'll be able to hold up against this kind of attack. No question. Banelings out of freaking nowhere. Oh, no. No, not the face, not the face. He tries to hold the line as much as he can, but the Banelings swarm through everything that Gretorp actually has. Everything is dead. Drop down there in the meantime. Can he kill himself a hatchery? He certainly can. But bear in mind that while that killed a bunch of stuff, it didn't actually do any economic damage. Gretorp's expanded down here. That expansion is pretty much mined out income-wise. D-Killer actually falling behind as a result of the mass mules being deployed there. A lot of stuff coming in. Killer's broken out the Ultralisks, folks. It's getting that damn serious. Did you just build 10 frickin' Ultralisks? Yes, indeed he did, ladies and gentlemen. He built 10 Ultralisks, and why not? Killer, what are you doing? Why are you getting... What? Okay, fair enough. I was like, take massive amounts of damage on the what? Okay, whatever. It was a cunning strategy, folks. It was indeed a harbinger of doom to come. That's what it was. He gave Gretorp a few for free, and now he brings yet more pain and suffering coming in right here. Big ground armor upgrade as well. Can he break the line with the Ultralisks? Will they be able to hold it? Slicing and dicing with those Kaiser blades. Big firepower coming in from the siege tanks. Will it be enough to hold it? It is a good bottleneck. It's into the hot gates, ladies and gentlemen, but the 300 will not stand up against that. No way. The Ultralisks are menacing and indeed relentless as they run into the line, taking basically no damage from Marines at all. Can they be held? Indeed, it looks like Gretorp might even be able to hold it off. Ultralisks soundly defeated. Crazy. Gretorp holds it with some excellent defense, and indeed, look at the way that he's built his base. It's so hard for Ultralisks to actually attack it, simply because of the positioning of pretty much everything he's got there. Will Gretorp be able to counterattack? Well, that's what he's looking to do, certainly. Keep an eye out. There's the drop right there. Not a big drop, but a big enough drop. No Overlord available to actually scout that out, so the Spine Crawler is annihilated. A little bit of extra damage being done there as that expansion is now actually being rebuilt. Must have been killed in the drop earlier. Again, I apologize for missing that. It is a little bit hectic, folks. A lot of stuff going on right now. Keep an eye on what exactly is going on here. Another Baneling morph once again. Ultralisks did not really do their job. They rammed their way into No Name's forces, but not an awful lot done there. And indeed, now we see the first and probably most critical difference, and Killer gives it up. There you go, folks. Gretorp takes it. Bit of an anticlimax, but hey, there you go. Gretorp takes it and now takes 2 in the series for Fnatic.